Good morning. This side Shruti from PTE Tutorials. I welcome you all at PTE Tutorials Office Group. Today I'm here to talk about a very important discussion part. That is how to solve the reorder paragraphs. Reorder paragraphs actually they come in reading paper, reading module in PTE academic exam. But sometimes we people get difficulty in solving reading module because generally we people are not able to score 79 plus in reading module because reading demands something else from us, and what that something is, that something is understanding of the passage, understanding of the paragraph which is given in front of us, plus something more is also needed, and that is how to link one line to the another line, how to link one line, next line to the previous line. That is really very important. But if we will do this thing in exam, we will feel that it will be taking more time and we may get short of time. So it is really very important. Before sitting in the exam, we should work on our strategies so that in exam we are not to bother about how to link with the passages, how to link with the sentences. That is really very important, that when you are practicing something, clear your each and every doubt, plus how to clear that doubt by using some strategies. That is really very significant to deal with whole reading actually. I'm not here talking about that, okay, today we are talking about reorder paragraphs, that only reorder paragraphs demands this thing. Rather, all our reading module demands from us understanding of the messages which is given. That's why it is important actually. Second thing, if you people have any query, you may post your query in the chat box, or question answer portal is there. You can ask anything there, and your doubts, queries will be sorted out, will be catered at the end of the this webinar. So let's start. First, how we have to deal with reorder paragraphs, and actually in exam, what we get. In general, in exam, one reorder paragraph may contain 4 to 6 paragraphs, 4 to 6 sentences will be there. And we have to arrange all the sentences in correct order. Now, another thing is, we are not supposed to make the sentences in only correct order. Side by side, how PTE academic software gives us the score, that is by making number of correct pairs. Here, making pairs is really very important, because if my whole order is incorrect, suppose I have chosen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But in exam, the answer was 1, 2, 4, 3, 5. So the number of correct pairs which will be matching with with the correct answer, I'll be getting the score for those number of correct pairs. That's why it is important to first find out the pairs, and then we will make our own story. Then we will make our cohesion between the lines so that our entire order will be correct. One correct pair is equal to 1 mark. It is particularly given in the PTE score guide, which you can download from Google. So, how many marks I'll be getting from reorder paragraphs? See, if there were, I have taken one example here, if there were 5 paragraphs, or say 5 sentences, then number of pairs will be 4, and total score will be equal to number of correct pairs multiplied by 1. Then, so total number of correct pairs, I marked 4 correct pairs, then 4 into 1 is equal to 4. So total score will be 4. Next, Where to focus? Actually, there are no direct rules that, okay, I'm telling you, this is the rule for reorder paragraphs, follow this and you will be done in the exam. No. Basically, reading always needs only one thing and one prior thing, and that is understanding. And understanding varies from one passage to another passage. So basically, there are no direct rules for solving reorder paragraphs, but still, we can make our own strategies based on few things. Now, what those things are here and how they are going to help us actually. Number one is grammar helps us. Grammar is the basic key to have a command over each and everything, I would say. And I love grammar. Why? Because it helps me to not only solve my understanding, but also it helps me in each and every module. Because see, listening, speaking, reading, writing, all these three skills are based on which these are the part of the language and how the language is formed. Grammar forms the language actually. Without grammar, without using is mr, without using first form ing, I'm not able to speak a single word, because each and every sentence we are speaking, we are writing, we are listening, we are reading, what it has, grammar it has. So grammar helps us to understand and to find the thin and thin problems, to find the thin and thin particular points through which we can direct without reading the whole thing. Just look over some grammar points. I may get my answer in few seconds. Next is chronological order matters. Now, what chronological order is? When a particular thing is arranged with respect to the time sequence, that is called chronological order. It helps us. Sometimes some lines are given in, say, 1995 this happened. After that, after 2 years, definitely, if in the second paragraph, in the second sentence, the speaker is author hasn't written 1997, but he's giving me the clue after 2 years. Now, after 2 years means after 1995, I'm counting 2 years more. So in this way, I'll be getting the pair. First, I'll be getting 1995, then I'll be getting after 2 years. Definitely, these two sentences will be making pair in itself. Next is, but one more thing that we will discuss later in this webinar, sometimes chronological order fails. Because at that time, we have to look over the understanding of the line. That's why never rely on anything. What is at the prior, grammar and understanding. Next is the most only equivalent to grammar, that is understanding of the passage. If we are not reading anything without, if we are not reading anything with understanding, then it will be a problem. Because without indulging myself or ourselves into that particular sentence, definitely we are not able to find what is going on there. And that is really very important thing, because here no clues are there. We have to, on the end, we have to implement what our brain, what my brain says. How grammar helps us? There are some rules actually, because in grammar we have rules. Now, one by one, we can implement those things in our sentences and how it will be acting. First approach is articles approach. 90% reorder paragraphs which we have to deal in PTE exam, those paragraphs, those sentences are nothing, but they are arranged in such a way that some story is being started there. And when a story starts, we get cohesion. But sometimes, on the contrary, something other happens. Now, what that is, I have seen many real exam memories that in PTE exam, they just take any line from any of the article. And when one article is there, and they just take one paragraph from there, and they make the reorder paragraph, arrange it. In that case, again, your first opening sentence can be a problem. We are not able to find the sentence, what will be my opening sentence in that case. So next, how articles first deal with those 90% cases, that how articles will be a helpful thing for us. We all are aware that articles can be divided into two categories. One is definite articles, other one is indefinite article. Indefinite articles are A and N. These two articles are used with the nouns when the noun is the singular one. When the noun is singular, definitely I'll be using A, and N when the noun is starting with the letter vowel. But how indefinite to definite article is going to be a help? I have written that A and N, it means in general statement, the author wants something to introduce. And definitely when something is going to be introduced, it means what? That will be my opening sentence. Next, if after that, with that noun, in the next statement, it is written the, it means what? That the plus noun is demonstrating to the previous a noun. In that case, by linking these things, we are able to find actually these two are nothing but they are the pairs. I want to take one example here. In our kindergarten stage, we used to learn, hear some story, one story. We heard many stories though, but just I'm recalling only one thing right now. Once there was a lion in the jungle. Once there was a lion in the jungle, and the lion was sitting under the tree. Now what the lion is? The lion is demonstrating that it is not some else lion. It is the same lion that I have discussed in the previous line. A company, then the company. These are the pairs. I cannot break them. Next, simple one example here. At the time of marriage, a man was 6 years older to his wife. When they blessed with their first baby, the man, only that man, in the previous line whom I was talking about. The man was 29 years old. Next, in grammar, there are many linkages through which I can have the idea something was going on previously. Now, signal or indicating word list is there through which I can have some idea. I can have more understanding though, I would say. Because when some indicators are written, when an author writes some indicators in their passages, in their sentences, definitely it means some ideas are logically written. Because when I have to present my ideas from here to writing, then what is needed? I have to link those things. We can take very easy example here. If in this particular webinar, if I start with one thing and immediately I start with another thing, those two things are not having correlation with each other. We would say, ma'am, what she's doing, I'm not getting you. The word I'm not getting you means linkage is not there, cohesion is not there, story is not there. That's why whenever we are making the ideas and we are framing our ideas logically, something is important. What something is? Some signal must be there so that I can have an idea. Okay, the author wants to write something, the author wants me to read it in this way. These signal words are nothing, but these are the transition words actually. These are the clues that can help you figure out what the sentence actually means. And next, what the sentence is having the correct sequence. I used the word cohesion, I used the word story. What does this mean? This means sequence matters. And what do we have to do here? We just have to arrange my sentences in the correct sequence. That's why indicating word is really very important. Next is now how these things are going to put impact on my writing part. That when a person is going to read something, then he or she must be having the idea that okay, this was happening before, now the writer wants that okay, after this is happening. Number one is cause and effect signal. Look for the words or phrases explicitly indicating that one thing causes another or logically determines another. This is what I explained now. When one thing has to get related with the previous thing or the coming thing, then definitely I need something. And what that connection can be here, number one is cause and effect. First, we always give the cause. Okay, this is we have one problem, then this is the cause of that problem. Then if this happens, then what will happen? If this happen, then what will happen? Now see the last word, if, then. If will tell me the cause, then will tell me the effect of that problem. It means definitely these two lines are relating to each other. These are making the pair. How can I break that pair? No. So always these things are written, these sentences are joined together. We cannot break this bond. Some other cause and effect signals are accordingly. Means something happens prior, then this is happening. Accordingly, in order to, because, so that, consequently, therefore, given, thus, hence, when this happens, then this happens. If this happens, then this happens. These all are the cause and effect signals. So whenever you are getting these kind of words in your sentences, definitely try to link them by reading few words. Next is support signal words. Look for the words or phrases supporting a given sentence. These words containing sentences will not be the opening sentence. Always remember this thing. Because these words always need something first to be happened. For example, furthermore. I haven't explained anything, then how can I say furthermore? I haven't discussed anything. How can I say additionally? I cannot use these kind of words. And these can never be there in my opening sentence. Next, contrast signals. Some functional words are there. Sometimes like conjunctions, cohesive devices like conjunctions like but, and, neither, nor, fanboys you can take here. For, it means for something, again, I need something. Plus cohesive devices are there. Now what cohesive devices are? Simple. These signals. I have written some cohesive devices like albeit, Nevertheless, although, nonetheless, but, notwithstanding, despite, on the contrary, however, on the other hand, rather than, in contrast, these all are what? Again, these can never be the opening statement, but provided. I said that in PTE exam, 90% reorders, they are not opening their sentences with these kind of words, but 10% cases also there a sentence can be started from although, because these kind of paragraphs are made, not made, these are just taken out from some articles and they never introduce the article, just take out few 4 5 lines and they make, then they ask us, okay, rearrange it. So in that case, this is needed actually. We can still make those kind of reorder paragraphs in the correct sequence. I'll tell you how. Next is, these are the transition words which make this shift from one idea to another idea very smoothly. Without writing in addition to, without writing furthermore, I would not be able to get that, okay, speaker or the author wants me, this is the fact that he is writing. Now again, he is talking about the same fact and he is writing something extra. That's why to smooth transition from one phase, one line to another line, we need these words actually to connect the sentences logically. Logically is the main point here. Without logic, sentences are never ever, they cannot be written in correct order if logic is not there. These are the list of transition words. You may find these words on Google. Just type list of transition words and you will get number of words in that list. One exercise for you people here. To have the good understanding of these transition words, daily do take 10 transition words and then try to make sentences over those transition words. First make your own, then you may see some examples, or you can do vice versa. As well as I have taken one transition word, then go to the Google, write sentences using as well as transition word. You will get number of sentences, read them, and then try to understand what is actually needed here. And then close it. After half an hour, think about the same thing, then try to jot down your own sentences. This will give you the best idea that how writer writes. And in that case, in practice time, maybe you are taking time, but when the strategies are smooth, in exam you will take few seconds to solve anything when the strategies are clear. Some other grammar rules. Personal pronouns. Personal pronouns are actually, my name is Shruti. In one paragraph, I cannot write Shruti again and again. It will be absurd then. So in the next line, I will write she. Name is Raman, John. In the next time, I'm writing he. I'm talking about John and Samantha. In the next line, I'm saying they. In this way, I can make a guess that, okay, they are talking about earlier John and Samantha, and now they are replacing John and Samantha by the word they. And they is what? Personal pronoun. In this way, we can again make the logic. Earlier in the previous sentence, the writer was writing John and Samantha. Now the writer is writing they. It means they are in pair, provided some conditions are also there. It never means that each and every paragraph which is having John and Snow, John and Samantha, and the very next line, they are writing they. Maybe that they can be used in the third sentence. And the writer wants to add one more line between 1 and 3 sentence. So again, what is going to be a help? Understanding. That's why reading entirely demands understanding of the passages. Demonstrative pronoun. We have learned these things in our school time. When some things are quite near to me, I'll say this. When that particular thing is not near to me, I'll say that. And the plural of this is these, that is those. In the similar way, these are known as demonstrative pronouns, means this tree, that tree, these trees, these mangoes, those mangoes. So definitely they are the linking to each other. Again, by reading the lines in this way, we can have more logical flow between the ideas. For example, if I take one thing, um, these, some of the factors are this. In the next line, these factors. These factors means it is demonstrating some of the factors. So in this way, we can again have a connection between the lines. Next is, as I said, chronological order. This sometimes helps us. It is basically sequence of events. I am timelining my logical ideas that in 1995 this happens, then in 2000 this happens. Definitely 1995 comes before 2000. So I have to arrange these facts in sequence as per they happen. Next, one example based on chronological order. This is the real exam reorder paragraph actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 paragraphs. First of all, how to look over the paragraphs when I'm sitting in the exam. It's about, it's means prior something must be there. So this can never be my opening statement. Next, fireworks and special effects. Okay, fine. I'm taking this as my opening sentence for the time being. Next is from 8:40 p.m. You cannot write this word from 8:40 p.m. as my opening sentence. Next, fireworks and special effects. This is the same word that I'm getting in number 2. But next line is, words are will also. Also can never be written in the opening sentence. And this way I'm taking second number as my opening sentence. After that, now listen to me very carefully. After that, we have to do? I'm not reading the next line, but I'm reading the last few words. Into a giant aboriginal flag shortly after the sun sets for the last time in 2015. They're talking about some sunset for the last time in 2015. Then, can I relate these words to third number, to fourth number? Then I look over, it's about how we are all so affected by the harbor. Harbor is giving me the idea that they are talking about earlier sunset and now they are talking about harbor. Aboriginal flag, giant aboriginal flag shortly after the sun sets for the last time in 2015. Means they are saying it's about how we are all so affected by the harbor and its surrounds. Something was happened and that thing is fascinating us. So I'm directly putting my pair as 2 and 1. Then definitely 8:40 p.m. From 8:40 p.m. bridge will be turned into a canvas showing the welcome to country ceremony. Then fireworks, of course, first ceremony will be there, welcome will be there, and after welcoming, fireworks will be there. And one more thing, before the 9 p.m. fireworks display. 8:40, 9 p.m. This is giving me one order where chronology is having matter here. So that's why the answer correct order will be 2, 1, 3, 4. I didn't go through the whole passage. A little bit more understanding. When I used to make the correct order, I used to think that first I have to find what we all find opening sentence. Fine, no issues. But ultimately, I have to make the pairs. So I try to find the pairs. And during you are finding the pair, you are searching for the opening sentence, because that is the first thing that we usually do. Okay, when I'm done with the opening sentence, this is the topic, this is the theme over which the entire game will be revolving. And that opening sentence must be, it is like an engine of train. We follow the wrong strategy actually. My engine is here. Then as I did this thing now, I got the first line, opening sentence easily in this paragraph. Then check what are my last few words, because these are actually one paragraph. I was discussing that I do not have to look over the whole lines. Sometimes long passages, and there can be 5 sentences, 6 sentences. In that case, if I have to read each and every line and then I'm trying to understand the thing, rather contrary things will happen. What will happen after looking over the passage, that a long big passage is there, I have to read each and everything, and then some other thing is also there in your mind, you are running short of time. So with that phobia of time, running short of time, you will find the order incorrect. So how to deal with these things? I was talking about that. Okay, feel that whatever, if you are able to find in opening sentence. Okay, fine. I got, in this case, I have got number 2 as my opening sentence. Then last words were sunset for the last time in 2015. I haven't read this line. I don't need it. Then try to make the cohesion with this. One more thing, how to relate the lines. As my second sentence is acting as an engine of the train, we always see this thing that engine is located at one place on the rails. When other bogies have to join the engine, then engine never goes to each and every bogie. What happens? Each and every bogie, one by one, comes. Suppose next bogie comes and it gets attached to the last hook, which is that hook which is made at the last of the engine. And what that hook is? That hook is nothing but that hook is the cohesive device, the cohesion. And what here that is acting? Nothing but my last few words, because they will act as a hook and they will get connected to the bogie number 1. And that bogie number 1 is number 1 sentence here. Try to have the link with the last few words of the previous line and try to connect those words to the first few words of the next coming line. If that connection is there, it means my order that I have selected, that pair, is correct. Now again, next thing, what will happen? Next bogie is there. It has to get attached with the train, with the engine. Does that bogie will come and will get attached to the same point where the another bogie is attached? No. Again, one another hook is there, which is at the end of the first bogey. So I have to look over that hook. Now what that hook is the last few words of my first bogey. And here, last few words are how it moves the welcome to country's creative director. Welcome to country's creative director. And see, in the third, welcome to country's ceremony. You got the correct logic. You got the correct sequence. 8:40 p.m. bridge will be turned into a canvas. After that, fireworks and special effects will also turn. This is what pair. I don't have to look over I have to read all the sentences, all the words. No, if in this way I'll be doing an exam, I'll be taking more than 4-5 minutes on one reorder paragraph. So that's why make your understanding so strategy based that having a look over few words, you are able to get your correct order. Next is, as I explained, sometimes chronological order, it doesn't work. And here I have made one example. See this. I just want you people that give me the answer for this particular reorder paragraph. Okay, so 30 seconds only. You can jot down your responses in the chat box. And then we will see how many of you are correct or not. Hope you are solving. Be fast. Okay, I'm going to explain now. Muskan has written the history. Okay. See, my first sentence is one was. I cannot, one was means something was previously there. Which Saint Valentine this early Pope intended. Only Pope word is there. After that, Pope Galatius word is there. I cannot write only Pope there. So second can never be my opening sentence. Then Pope Galatius 1 recast this pagan festival. Which pagan festival they are talking about? So a big cross to the number third. Then number 4, the history of Valentine's Day is obscure and further clouded by various fanciful legends. Okay, I'm thinking that this can be my opening sentence. Then the holiday's roots are in the ancient Roman festivals of Lupercalia, a fertility celebration commemorated annually on February. But what that was? It was something is going to be commemorated on annually on February 15. But what's that? How I have to connect Roman festival to which kind of Roman festival they are talking about? It was nothing but number 4, the telling me something. Valentine Day is my theme. And they are telling me it's weird happened here. And further clouded by various fanciful legends. And what those fanciful legends were, let's see. The holidays' roots are in the ancient Roman festivals of Lupercalia. Okay. Holidays, Valentine is there, holidays there. Holidays' roots are already there in ancient Roman festival. And they said it was commemorated annually on February 15. Okay, fine. But February 14, I can also see there. If I look over the chronological order, I would say February 14 comes first, then February 15. But see, when I read the line, Pope Galatius I recast this pagan festival. Which pagan festival? Okay, Valentine's. Recast, what is the meaning of recast? Then I got to know, oh ho, it was, they were telling me in the first opening sentence that history is nothing but it is obscure. If it is obscure, means something weird is happening. Earlier it was common 15th of February, but with the coming of Pope Galatius I, who clear. This was that okay, earlier it was made on February 15. Now it is being celebrated on February 14. This is the clear that giving me the whole picture. So number 4, number 5 and number 3, they are in pair. Then one was a priest. They are not talking about anything in these lines that okay, if something is there. But here, in the second line, they are saying there were at least 3 early Christian saints by that name. Out of those 3, one was a priest. So definitely 2 and 1 is a pair. So what is going on here? The correct order is number 4, 5, 3, 2, 1. And we are done. Next. See, it's business decisions. Next reorder is starting with this line. It means the proper personal pronoun. I cannot use this word as it's. I cannot open my first. Next, again, it is saying it. Again, use anything because something is already there. Then I can write this line as it has 1700. A competitive edge in a fast moving field. They're talking about Morgan's is one of the largest banking institutions in the US. This is my opening statement. And a premier international trading firm. This is an institution. Institution is what? This is a noun. That's why now I will replace this institution by using the demonstrative pronoun, and that is what? It. It is the demonstrating pronoun here. So I'm replacing institute by it. It has. Now I have 2 sentences, it's and it. Which one will come first? First, I will give the brief introduction about the company. It has 1700 employees in 13 branches. Of course, this will come first. Number the sentence which is there in A, it's business decision. Business decision is the secondary thing. First, I have to tell something about the company. How many people are there who are working there? In this way, I will make the cohesion between the lines. Its business decisions are made on the timely and accurate flow of information. And now I'm just left with one option, that is number C. So I'll put it at the end without looking further into the sentence. So correct answer will be D, B, A, C. Muskan said D, B, C. D, B, C. No. First, they are talking about its business decisions are made on the timely and accurate flow of information for employees. It is just something extra information they are telling me. Hope it is clear. One more has given the answer D, B, C, A. It is D, B, A, C. Correct answer is. Muskan is saying, yes, got it. Good. Next. This is also real exam reorder. how we have to deal with this one. My first sentence is having few words. Starting words is over the years. Then although proportionally there is an increasing another reason. Another reason, although I'm thinking proportionally something is happening, then only say that proportionally this is happening. So only one thing is left, that is over the years. I'm keeping over the years as my opening statement. Then read the last line. There have been flooding both the print and the TV media. Okay, I got something. They're talking about some ads. After that, although there is a huge shift in the quality of ads and that we come across on a daily basis. Now read again. Whenever you get one cohesive device, one transition word, never ever try to take that particular sentence as it is. I would suggest you look over that hook, whether that hook is making the connection with the next line or not. Now read the last line of the first sentence and understand the thought processes behind the ads that have been flooding both the print and the TV media. Now I've got some overview that okay, they are talking about this thing. They are observing and understanding the processes which are behind the ads, and these are there on the TV media. Although there is a huge shift in the quality of ads that we come across on a daily basis. We are observing this thing, although there is a huge shift in the quality of ads, it is entirely making that hook. So I'm getting, okay, A and B, they are in the pair that we come across on a daily basis. Thanks essentially to improvement in technology. How this is happening? Because of the technology improvement. Then, proportionally, the number of ads that lack in quality, they are talking about lack in quality, has gone up exponentially as well. Wait a sec. I'm keeping this particular sentence aside. Then I say, there is an increasing attempt. It means increasing attempt by most companies. They are also saying in number 2 that quality of ad, huge shift in the quality of ads is there. It means I can directly connect this thing that okay, but feel that the quality of communication of the message has been diluted. But actually the message which is coming out from those ads, which is being diluted. After that, they are saying there is an increasing, getting a huge shift in those quality of ads. By who's going to make those ads? Companies. Most of the companies, they are to be seen as cool and funky. That's why their message which is coming from those ads, it is being diluted. Me the cause and effect. Reason they have told me that okay, something is going on bad side. What is the should be the burgeoning number of companies, which means an if number of ads which are being made, then what will lag and quality has gone up exponentially as well. This is directly giving me the reason. I'm observing now an overall picture. I'm observing the ads. Huge shift in the quality of ads. Huge shift. And second line is totally changing the game. Last words, feel that the quality of communication of the message has been diluted. Diluted means it is gone. The message that particular ad has to give to us, to the people, to the public, that is gone. What are the reasons? This is the and what is happening there? Reason is there is an increasing attempt by most companies because they want to be cool and funky. Because of this, another reason is also there, that could be burgeoning number of companies. When number of companies is increasing, definitely there will be number of ads, and that number of ads will be exponentially increasing. And when something is happening at exponential level, definitely just like when we are burdened with so much workload, chances are there that we will commit errors. Chances are there means proportionally we commit errors, lack in quality will be there. This is how we have to connect. This all needs actually this understanding. Next is, see, it worried. I cannot start my sentence with it worried because is also there. Okay, leave it. But it's stale. It's something is there. Now I'm happy. Now means they're talking about present. So present thing will always, we will place it at the end. Then when all foxes ridiculed, when all foxes ridiculed means something must happen before this thing. A greedy fox. This is the indefinite article. So I have to place a greedy fox stealthily entered a garden to eat the grapes. It means stealthily entered, she's doing something wrong. Then it worried because all the other foxes worried means something must has happened there. So I chose number B. But its tail was cut down. Stealthily entered. I was doing something wrong and got fuss. What happened? Was cut down by a trap when I tried to escape from the trap. Its tail was cut down. This has happened to her when she was trying to enter into a garden. And when was cut down, something happened and something bad happened. This has made the fox worried. After that, they are giving me the reason because all other foxes would make it its lost tail, not top. Hence, it planned a trick. It planned a trick means now I need something. Look over the focus on the word plan. Planned was when all foxes ridiculed it and said, I have cut down the tail by myself because it was a great hindrance. Now I'm free and happy without my tail. So the correct order is E, B, A, D, C. Muskan is given the answer E, B, A, D, C. E, B, A, D, C. Yes, correct answer. Other can also participate. They can give the answer. Real exam order again, and this is the newest one. The ArcelorMittal deal. D is there. Means I need something. ArcelorMittal. Collaboration of two things. Arcelor is something else and Mittal is something else. After that, they are saying Arcelor established in Dutch. Established means they're talking about the year at which it was established, in which it was established. In Dutch, had been the largest European steel maker by 2006. Next is it, next is the takeover. So I'm keeping my second sentence as my opening sentence. After that, it had been the largest European steel maker by 2006. Sorry, it is what? That Arcelor company, steel company, which was established in 2006. It was taken over by Mittal. Now I got. That's why in the first sentence they have written ArcelorMittal. Means the collaboration of two companies. One was overtaken by the other. It was taken over by Mittal. I'm not going to read the next line. After the taken over is highlighted means this is my clue. After that I got the takeover. The takeover is the demonstrative one here. It will give me that, okay, Shruti, look over the previous word, take over, taken over. It was taken over means the company is taken over by some other company, by some other person. The takeover battle. While this was happening, this battle is going on for 6 months. That's why the takeover is at the third position. When, now looking over the last word, who wanted the board to accept Mittal's third offer. I got 2 points here. Accept and offer. When offer is accepted, means they are talking about something deal. That's why now as it is being taken over, that's why the name of the company is now the ArcelorMittal deal. Not the company name, the name of the deal actually. This deal means that offer which has been accepted now. So the correct order will be B, C, D, A. Praveena has given the answer 2, 3, 4, 1. Praveena, not 5. 5 is not here. Hardik has given the answer 2, 4, 3, 1. 2, 4. I cannot write the takeover as first. It was taken over. First, I have to talk about taken over. That okay, these companies, they are, someone is going to take over the other company. So that's why I have to first talk about Mittal. Next. I'm sorry. Again, real exam order. First sentence is having the word if the company is so large, no, I cannot take this as my opening sentence. Next, especially means something must be there, only then I can use the word especially. Next, in either case, which case they are talking about, so keep it aside. Next is in Montana as elsewhere. Now see, as I'm looking as over the last sentence, it is saying in Montana as. In Montana I got can be my first sentence, but next word is elsewhere. Elsewhere can make me thinking that okay, this may or may not be my opening sentence. By looking over all other, they can never be the opening statements. So I'm coming back and taking in Montana as elsewhere. Companies that have acquired older mines respond to demands to pay for cleanup in either of 2 ways. Means 2 ways are there. After that, in the third, in either case, I can connect my mind like in either of 2 ways, in either case, but in either case has something different meaning. Means out of those 2 cases, in each of one. This is the meaning of in either case. So I am not looking for number 3. In either of 2 ways, what those ways are. If the company is so large, I have to put first, or especially if the company is small. I will say number 2 will come first. Because when I'm generally talking, it is small, but this is so large means I'm comparing something. So large is telling me something has been compared. The word so large is giving me the clue that something has been compared previously. Only then so word is there. Now comparison is there when 2 things are there. That's why I have to place my second sentence after the number 4. Especially if the company is small, okay, not going to read the next one. If the company is so large, this is just giving me the clue. Next, in either case, I have described the two cases. In either of the cases, I'm done. Hardik has given me the answer DBAC. DBAC. Very good, Hardik. Perfect. Naresh has given the answer DBAC. Yes, Naresh, your answer is also correct. Muskan, think logically, especially can never be the first one. Next. Again, the real exam reorder and one of the trickiest reorder. I have taken the variety of the reorder paragraphs here. Ideally, experimenter is open to the possibility that the hypothesis is correct or incorrect. I can feel that this is my opening sentence. I'm keeping this as my opening sentence. In that case, can never be my opening sentence. Another common mistake. Can I make this as my first sentence, opening sentence? Another common mistake means I cannot make this line as my opening sentence. First, I have to do some error, then I will say another common mistake is this one. Then the lesson is that we always conclude in this way. The lesson is that all data must be handled in the same way. So I got one clue that this is going to be my last sentence. Sometimes, however, a scientist may. Sometimes, however, how can I start my opening sentence with this one? So what would be my first sentence? Just tell me. Okay, number one. Ideally, Muskan is saying, Praveena ma'am is saying number one. Other people? Number 8. 0123640. Write your name, dear. Most of everyone has saying. Hardik is also saying number one is definitely opening. Okay. I'm also thinking that number one is my opening statement. Keeping number one at first position. Now what will be my second statement? In that case, which case? Haven't described. Another common mistake. Let me do one error first, then we will see another common mistake we will put where. The lesson, keep it aside, it is going to be at the end. Sometimes, however, a scientist may have a strong belief. Now try to connect it with the first one. Ideally, the experimenter is open to the possibility that the hypothesis is correct or incorrect. When I'm dealing with something, I can see that. I can feel that. Whatever I'm doing, is it correct or incorrect? Because when we do some experiments in the lab, this kind of possibility is there. And in the same way, sometimes, however, a scientist may have a strong belief that the hypothesis is true or false, or feels internal or external pressure to get a specific result. This happens. I'm from non-medical background. When we were, I was doing my BSc non-medical. People were used to do some experiments, and some experiments have their perfect answers already. And our lecturers were used to ask us, "You have to find this answer." It means I have to make the things to be correct, so that I can reach nearby that. And this was what pressure to get a specific result. I need this result. So this is giving me the entire logic, one after number 5. Then last line, pressure is there. In that case, when pressure is there, in that case, there may be a psychological tendency to find something wrong. When a teacher is just standing beside you, what happens? The tendency is there that our hands will fumble. We will say, ma'am, please go aside because I'm not feeling secured. I need my answer to be correct. So please be aside. I can say this thing. This happens. This is what psychological tendency. The author has written very good word here. Psychological tendency is there that we will do something wrong when a check is there, such as systematic effects with data which do not support the scientist's expectations. When we are doing something, we are aware that result will be there, but we people have some our expectations that okay, if I'll do this method in this way, then this will be the result. But sometimes because of some psychological checks, because of some pressure, I may do some errors while performing the experiment. While data which do agree with those expectations may not be checked as carefully. This is what I want to show you something. A little bit of kid actually. But I always try to make my strategies when I am completely into that field. Think like you are the author. Think like you are the writer. And then try to be that you are performing that particular thing which is there in the passage. Number one, if we are doing the experiment, number one, we are observing something. Number two, some question. When I'm observing something, some questions will be there. And then some questions will be there. I will look over the data to collect something. And then starts the research. This is called the research part because I'm collecting the data from various sources. Then I'll make some guess. Guess is what? Scientists' expectation. After making the guess, I'm performing the. And when experiment is going on, I'm analyzing something side by side. When analyzing something, after that, I'll get the result. I'll get the output, conclusion. It means now I'm completely into that field in which your paragraph is. Always think that you are the tutor, you are the writer who has written that passage. I will say definitely, I'm damn sure that you will be able to make the cohesion in the lines. And when this is there, automatically our mind will work sharply, fastly. Time will be saved. When time will be saved, we can we can use that particular saved time in some other tasks, which is also very important. I have chosen, ideally, the experimenter is open to the possibility that this is this. And I reached the last line, while data which do agree with those expectations may not be checked as carefully. Means this is the mistake that we are doing. This is the mistake that we are doing. It means I have to put the mistake is, look at the green words, green be checked as carefully is to ignore or rule out that data. Isn't these words are actually the same words? Then how can I say that this is the another common mistake? I haven't checked something, means I did some error. How it was possible that I did a mistake? Because I ignore or rule out some data. These two are the same things. Then I cannot use that line. Another common mistake is, This is not the another one. This is the same one that they are saying. Look, while data which do agree with those expectations may not be checked as carefully. It means what? They are just telling me why this happened, because I ignored or I ruled out some data. And these are the same words. I cannot write another common mistake. This will be, if I'll be using the word another common mistake, then this will be a contrary to the next few words. That's why I will keep this line to be my opening statement. This particular passage has been taken from an article, and there it is written that from an article it is taken means definitely it is lying in between somewhere. Another common mistake is to ignore or rule out data, and how we will do that? This whole from here to here, they are just telling me the picture that how one person, one experimenter, one scientist can ignore the data and can do something wrong while they are performing some experiment. And the last line will be that one, this lesson. Going back. First will be, another common mistake is to ignore or rule out data which do not support the hypothesis. After that, number 3, number 1, number 5, then number 2, and the last one is number 4. I hope that picture is clear now. Now you may ask your doubts. And I hope that you people liked the session also. Hardik is saying, yes, ma'am, thanks. My pleasure, dear. Any doubts that you people have? All are saying thanks. Thank you so much for participating in the webinar. One advice is, you may think that in the initial time, I'm taking time. I'm spending more time on doing these things. But remember one thing, when once you are done with the correct, appropriate strategies, in exam, you will take less to less time. I'm the live example. In my reading paper, I used to do my strategies like this, work like this. So in my real exam, PTE academic exam, I was left with 11 minutes when I was on last question of reading. And 11 minutes is a big time because strategies were clear. So my request, follow the strategies in the similar way. Train, bogey, try to implement your own things. Then picture will be more clear. Another thing. Lastly, thank you so much for participating in the webinar. We will meet on next webinar, maybe on 17th of November now. Muskan is saying, I do read a lot of articles in paper, but then I think that in exam, I need to go to the next question quickly. This is not the thing. I would say when you are practicing, Muskan, something, give your 10,000% in that thing. One more advice. Why you people run for time? I will say, forget about time when you have just started your preparation. When you are done with the correct strategy, ultimately automatically you will save the time. So many words are written, maybe 100 words are there. Do I have to read 100 words in 1 minute? After that, I have to link the words? No. Do brainstorming. Just have the idea from first few words, last few words. If something is more needed, look over the passage and try to feel that you are the writer. First, make the strategies strong. Automatically, you will save the time, dear. Automatically. This is nature. Okay, I think, thank you so much, Muskan. We are done with the webinar. Thank you so much for coming. We'll meet next on 17th of November.